a boy.
How's that going?
Well, we've been together for over 2 years, so I hope it's going well.
What does he do?
He's in real estate development and finance.
But what she doesn't know is that her boyfriend Raffaello was lying to her. And just 2 years later, her entire world came crashing down.
What happened?
When Anne met Raffaello, she was just 21 and described it as love at first sight. He swept her off her feet.
I like being in a space where I don't feel like I have to protect myself, where I can let myself feel.
Anne Hathaway's Prince Charming was Raffaello Follieri. Hollywood red carpets, vacations in Saint-Tropez, breakfast on the yacht. It was a glamorous life.
Did you want to marry her?
Yeah, for sure we talked about this several times.
I can imagine how easy it would be to get swept up in that.
But more than that, she fell in love with him because of his charity work.
Follieri even went to President Clinton's Global Initiative Conference and pledged to spend $1 million vaccinating children.
Anne even became a member of the foundation. But 4 years into their relationship, Anne received a call that would change her life forever.
He was busted for scamming investors in his real estate business.
Follieri duped celebrities, politicians, even the Vatican. Investor money rolled in, but Follieri spent much of it on himself and his superstar girlfriend.
So how did it feel to spend other people's money?
I had a good intention. So I was not, getting up in the morning and think how I can spend, other people's money. It was not that.
He pretended to have connections with the Pope, and he used his charm and his charisma to con people into investing money into his company. But the biggest con that he played was on Anne.
How much do you think she knew about what was going on?
I don't think she knew anything because we didn't have a business conversation.
Anne was devastated. The person who was supposed to love her had been lying the whole time, saying, "I was a wreck from start to finish. I hate talking about the breakup because I don't want it to define me." But there were a lot of lingering trust issues.
I guess she trusted him, but at the same time, how could you not realize something is going on?
If you love somebody, you're not thinking the worst of them. It was hard for her to be alone. W Magazine wrote, Hathaway once said, her greatest fear is loneliness.
Growing up, happiness, it just seemed like it could never happen to me.
That's not what people saw. The media was all over it, speculating that she was in on the scam. Donald Trump even weighed in on the scandal. So when he had plenty of money, she liked him, but then after that, not as good, right?
I mean, is it possible that she was in on it?
The FBI did investigate her, actually taking her personal diaries as evidence, but they didn't find any indication that she even knew what he was doing.
It is a lot, you think you found the love of your life, he goes to jail, and then the media is acting like it's your fault, they're blaming you.
Exactly, and Anne tried to protect herself from getting hurt again by hiding her pain.
You do have to give me credit because as far as relationships crashing and burning goes, come on, I did pretty great.
I broke up with my Italian boyfriend, and 2 weeks later he was sent to prison for fraud.
I mean, we've all been there, am I right, ladies?
Seeing her try to pretend that everything is fine when it's very clear that it's not.
She did open up a little bit about her pain, and this is what she told Mary Claire. When you feel like a lot of things are out of your control, there's a certain power in being able to say, "Ha, I'm laughing at it first," until you're ready to deal with the pain head on. But Anne's pain became public when one night she was promoting Les Mis and her dad got into a confrontation on the red carpet.
You got mistaken for Anne Hathaway's ex-boyfriend.
I get it. Her dad saw me at the premiere and gave me this look for a second like he was going to tackle me. I quickly let him know that it was just me.
They do look similar. I could see how her dad would, mistake him and have that gut instinct to protect his daughter, yeah.
His reaction showed how much pain she was really in. But it looked like Anne was finally moving on when she won her Oscar. But what she didn't know is that she would face even more backlash after her win.
A great deal of hate for Anne Hathaway after she won her Oscar.
I had a dream. And it came true. And that can happen.
That moment caught Anne a lot of flack.
It's so fake. It's not authentic. It just oozes
performance.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people felt. Before meeting Raffaello, Anne was America's sweetheart. Everyone loved her.
The Princess Diaries got the seal of approval of fans around the world. It was the beginning of a beautiful career for Anne.
She's going to be a huge star.
It was really a dream come true.
When she came out on Princess Diaries, she had that earnestness and that authenticity.
And it seemed like people saw something had changed in Anne and they turned on her, starting an I Hate Anne Hathaway trend.
And then the story came up. The title of it was, Why Does Everybody Hate Anne Hathaway?
People love to talk
About Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, the most horrible person who's ever lived.
She's annoyingly peppy, perky, accused of being arrogant, self-absorbed, snobbish, fake, phony, and way too smiley.
But the weird thing was that no one really had a good reason why they hated Anne.
She is so stupidly sick. I'm an actor. You want to vomit?
It feels like she had to present herself a certain way and like is showing us what she thinks she should be.
But what no one knew was that the most hate that Anne got was from herself.
I disliked myself so intensely. I didn't know how to love myself, which meant I didn't know how to love anybody.
Anne realized that she had been hiding her true self because she didn't love herself.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to believe these people. I want to figure out who I am. So I just took a step back. It was tough, but just like anything, you grow from it. I treated myself so badly for so many years. Why on earth would I expect anyone else to do any differently? I hadn't learned to love myself yet.
By learning to love herself, Anne was finally able to be her true self, and she found the love that she deserved.
Hathaway found a new love, Adam Schulman.
I'm really lucky I'm with the right guy, and we make each other happy and we treat each other well.
It seems like she took a step back and was able to kind of work on herself so that she wouldn't repeat the pattern in her relationship and with herself.
After going through all that heartbreak and all the backlash, Anne learned that people can't hurt you if you love yourself. And people saw how confident and self-assured she'd become.
I like your vulnerability. I feel like you say what you feel.
If you don't love yourself, when someone else says horrible things to you, a part of you is always going to believe them. I have a tremendous amount of love and compassion for everyone else, and best of all, I have it for myself, which I've never enjoyed before. Good.